Coming to you live from Wheelan Capital International. Today we're talking about BBIG, ATER. Two stocks that I had big hopes for, all crashing down today. We're going to break down the charts and talk more about these two big runners and also talk about FCEL that made a big move this morning. Breaking it down right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. And well, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell notification as well. That way you'll be alerted when I post new videos talking about the latest and greatest and the hottest stocks in the stock market. Well, not sometimes. Sometimes I nail it, sometimes I miss. You know, that's how it goes in the market. You're not always going to be right. All right, people, you're not always going to be right. Remember that. You know, that's nothing but making money all the time. Then it would just be called profiting and not trading. Trading is all about, you know, taking the risk. Sometimes you got to have a loss. Sometimes you're going to have a winner. And, well, that's just how it goes. Today, we're looking at a few stocks that we talked about over the weekend, BBIG, ATER, and then a newcomer this morning, FCEL. So we'll break down these charts and talk about the moves and kind of what went wrong and what failed and what I believe happened here on these big BBIG. First off, we've got BBIG here. This is the 15-minute chart we're looking at. And you can see we just lost momentum. I would say pretty much yesterday was kind of the nail in the coffin. The close yesterday was just really weak. If we could have held that $10 area, I think if we would have pushed back up to that $10.50, $11 area at close yesterday, we would have had a different story. If we would have been up here at the $10.50 area, we could have pushed up to $11.50, $12 today. But you can see the volume on this thing just dried up. We pretty much lost all the volume. If you look down here on the daily chart, where the volume just we really had a ton of volume in the beginning of this move. We had a ton of volume on these last two breaks. But then through this pullback here, we just have lost momentum and we lost a lot of that volume that was propping this up. And that's the thing about these hype stocks. When you have these big stocks that are going up 100, 200%, it gets to a point where finally FOMO starts to lose and gravity starts to win, because at the end of the day, you have people, right? This is all about people. So if people are buying, down here at the $5, $6 area, they're selling up here at the 12. Well, maybe they're not too eager to jump back in, for that break over $13, where they already were from $4 to $12. Where on BBIG, I made money from the $4 break up to this push up here to 10, and then I made money from the $8 area up to $12 again, and then I ended up losing a little bit of money on this pullback here. So I ended up making, I think, close to like $7,000, $8,000 on BBIG, but at the end of it, I ended up losing, I think, $1,200 on those $10 call options that were expiring this week. Closing out of the position, like I said, that $9 area was my final stop. We broke $9 today, so I got out of the position for about a $1,200 loss. I've got to have my plan and got to be able to get out when I say and take profit when I say and things like that. So BBIG, that was the breakdown down to the 820 area. Like I said, I really think that yesterday was kind of just not what we needed. We wanted to kind of hold that trend, that yellow line there that's been holding that trend for quite some time. Once we broke below that trend there, we closed below the trend there on the daily. I think that was kind of the nail in the coffin for BBIG, and that momentum just not being there today or the last few days. So BBIG, the problem yesterday too was ATER took up all the volume. ATER made a huge move yesterday. Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, do me one big favor. Hit that like button, the subscribe button down below. And also, if you haven't already checked out Interactive Brokers, there's a link down below. You can learn more about Interactive Brokers. They're probably one of the best brokers out there in terms of getting the best price execution with the mobile app and their trading app and all that. You can really learn. Now they got cryptocurrency as well. Check them out. There's a link down below. Let's get back into the action. And then today has just been selling off ever since. So ATER yesterday went from $14 to a high of almost $20, $19.40 at the end of the day there on ATER. We talked about this one on Friday or on Sunday as well here. To keep this one on your watch list. It made a massive move from the $14 area, like I said, up to that $20. And you can see ATER for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4 days having a big move here. So that's interesting to see that it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 days of a squeeze, and then it ended and it failed and went back down. I'm interested to see if BBIG did that. Let me see, look at BBIG here. They did have 4 like really good days. So we had like one squeeze day. Yeah, I'd say like this is one kind of into after hours, and then kind of one squeeze day, and then maybe yeah. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's kind of like almost 4 squeeze days there on BBIG as well. So that's interesting maybe to think about in the future. You know, when we get to that 4th or 5th day of the squeeze or the big move, we should start thinking to ourselves like, hey, maybe it's time to take some profit here. So ATER down to the $12. It hit all the way down to 1076 so far, but it's just been selling and selling and selling. Just selling and selling and selling. So down there to $12 yesterday, up to a high after hours. A lot of people thought this was going to gap up above $20 today, but I think the overall market just really kind of tanked it. You can see on the SPY right now, the overall market red today and been selling for the past few days. So we pretty much got 1, 2, 3, 4, a week of just selling there. The SPY down to the 444 area there. So a lot of selling, I think, in the markets. You can see down the 444 there. A lot of selling in the overall markets today, holding it down. So ATER, that one, like I said, I believe that one would be done at that point as well, kind of breaking that overall trend here, really ramping up, and then just kind of getting hammered back down here to the $11 on ATER. FCEL was a big mover this morning. It got a big move from the 620 area up there to 750. I ended up buying 650 calls on FCEL. It went up there to the 750 area and ended up locking in like 100% profit on those calls. So that was a good one today on FCEL. But ATER and BBIG, I think, just took away most of the momentum and kind of killed the ride for now. And that's one thing that I've definitely noticed over the years is you'll have these patterns of, a few weeks of really hot momentum style stocks just going higher and higher, big gaps up overnight, and then it kind of just stops. Like it just hits a wall where they stop going up and then they start selling off and momentum kind of dries up for a little bit. So we'll go through patterns and we'll go through waves, where you get a lot of momentum, a lot of hot stocks moving and making those big moves and then gapping up overnight. And then you get kind of a dry spell where the market's kind of flat or you just really haven't had a lot of action. So that's what we got to wait for the next big move to happen and wait for that opportunity to come along. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. I will talk to you guys later on.